So, welcome to this very important video where we're going to be breaking down how to actually start a social media marketing agency in 2023. So you may be asking yourself, who is this video actually for? This video is for anyone that wants to start making money online. So this could be an 18-year-old kid that's just dropped out of college or just finished college or high school and doesn't know what to do with their life but knows they want to start making money online. Or this could be a 40-year-old man or even a 60-year-old man that's not happy with their current situation or their current job and they want to start making exponential growth in their life. So, who am I? My name is Luke and I run a company called Hyperbolic Ltd, and what we do is we help marketing agencies with customized client acquisition systems. But why is this important? Well, the three most important things I think to achieve in life is location, time, and financial freedom. And these three things are so worth all the hardship. In my agency, I didn't make a single penny. I lost thousands of dollars in my first year, and I didn't make a single penny for over a year. But I must tell you, for these three reasons, location, financial, and time freedom, it's all worth it. So, what actually is an SMMA, or a social media marketing agency? So what we're going to be going over in this video is what actually is an SMMA, how to start an agency, deciding your service, how to pick your niche, how to find your first client, how to get paid by your first client, and then most importantly, how to actually deliver the service to your client. We're also going to be giving you some very valuable assets in this video, including a Zoom sales framework for marketing agency owners, and also an outreach script that has about a 30% reply rate at the moment. So what actually is an SMMA? So let's just peel one layer back from that and let's just go on what actually is an agency. So an agency is just a business that delivers a service to another business without them having to hire anyone in-house. So hiring in-house is a lot more costly than hiring a marketing agency. And also you have a lot more ties when it comes to hiring in-house. With a marketing agency, you can cut them off at any time, depending on what their contract says. But it just means you don't have to pay towards their pension. If they're pregnant, if they get sick, you pay them the same over and over again, depending on what pricing structure they have. And you don't have to pay me anything when you're firing them. And this is good for businesses because it offers less liability and also offers more experience in the people that are delivering the service. And also it means most importantly, that they don't have to hire any more employees or give out any more salaries. So let's go over how to actually start your own social media marketing agency. So picking a name. Picking a name can be as easy as just closing your eyes and just thinking about a specific word that is either abstract or straightforward, and literally just making that your agency name. You can add something on the end of it. So for me, hyperbolic acquisition. So we do acquisition services, and hyperbolic is a mathematical equation. It actually took me a very long time to come up with this name. But the first name that I ever had was LPRRS. And that is literally just based on my whole name's initials. So it could literally be just your initials and then either media, lifestyle, depending on what your service actually is, or acquisition, or advertising or marketing. Literally just think of any single thing. It's literally the least important thing when starting an agency is picking your name. And people put this on a pedestal. They put way too much importance on this. Literally just think of any word in the English dictionary and then just make that your agency name. And also, just to mention, you don't actually have to register your business name. Don't register with any government because you may end up changing it anyway. And also it costs, I think in the UK, it costs about £12 to register. And there's just no point in wasting that money if you're going to change your name. And also don't open a business bank account because you also might change your name. And also there's just no need because you're not making any money yet. So there's no need for you to have a business bank account. Just operate right now as a sole trader. And in most countries, you are able to do this without registering a business. And don't think that you're either too young or inexperienced to start an agency, because most of these big agencies that you see charging $20,000 per month to their clients, usually those people that are delivering the services are interns that don't actually have any experience. So all you're doing is just cutting out the middleman and creating your own agency. So when deciding your service, the main two things you want to go after is something that can yield great results for your clients, but is very easy to fulfill, or that you can outreach to fulfill very easily. We actually made this mistake in our agency. Our service is actually extremely hard to fulfill, even if you have loads of people hired. It's a very in-depth system. But my recommendation for starting, this is what most people start on, this is what I started on, is either doing Facebook or Google paid advertising, because you can just outsource that straight away. And also it's a very easy service to provide, and most people understand what it is. You can offer any service that you want though. If you're already an expert in a certain service, such as acquisition or advertising or social media management or literally anything, it could be TikTok advertising, TikTok management, content creation, literally anything that you could be an expert in. I would recommend starting with that as your service and trying to make an irresistible offer around that. And that segues to my next point, the importance of your offer. So, in my opinion, the offer is the backbone of your business. It is the most important part in your whole business, as it's basically what you are giving to your client. And if you don't have a good offer, you can't expect to get any clients. I remember my first agency that I had in solar, I had a very high risk offer where it was just pay me $3,000 a month and I won't get you any guaranteed results or anything like that. And it took me 10 months to sign a single client, and then I lost that client after a month. But if you've got an offer like we do now, where we offer no upfront costs and we implement the whole system straight away, and we guarantee $10,000 in MRR in 90 days, then you're going to get clients bursting through your door wanting to work with you. Like in the first week we launched this offer, we literally had 5 signed clients, and we had to lock off our client list because we had to lock off all appointments, and we also had to raise our qualifying level just because we couldn't handle fulfilling any more clients than that in the first week. But that just shows you the importance of the offer in actually attracting ideal customer profiles, so your ideal clients. So, how to actually pick your niche. So what is a niche or a niche? A niche is just a market or an industry. So you could pick solar. So for local lead generation on Facebook, you could pick solar, you could pick roofing, you could pick dentists, you could pick chiropractors, you could pick med spas. Or if you want to do something online, just pick e-com. Easiest thing to do though is if you've already got experience in a certain industry. So for example, if you were a solar sales rep or if you were a roofing sales rep, then choose those industries. Or if you worked as customer service and e-com, even though you're only in customer service, you're still going to have a better understanding of that industry more than other ones, most likely anyway. And I just want to state the best industries to be in are the ones that can spend the most money. But the thing is because you're charging more money, obviously there's going to be much more competition in that industry. So take solar, for example. Literally one sale to them can be $10,000 to $20,000. And that means you can charge rates that are just crazy. If you're guaranteeing 5 sales, then you can charge $10,000 a month, easy peasy, to one client. But that's what makes it more competitive, because there's a lot more money in it. And then another point that I want to mention is you can niche hop, but don't do premature niche hopping. It's one of the main problems I see with agency owners. They think just hopping niches, because it's something new and exciting, that it's going to actually get them somewhere. You need to stay in your niche until you've realized that either your offer's not going to work in that niche or they don't actually want your service. And this takes me on to my next point. You need to get proof of concept. I made this big mistake back in the day. I didn't get proof of concept. So you need to start your outreach straight away to get proof of concept. I didn't do any outreach for 10 months. I was just building the perfect system and the perfect offer. And then I started doing outreach. I did 2,000 outreach and I didn't get a single appointment set in my calendar. The two main ways that I like to gauge if I should hop my niche is if I've booked 20 discovery calls and I haven't signed a single client, or if I have sent over 2,000 outreaches and I've perfected everything in the funnel, including the offer, including the outreach script, including the VSL, including the copy of the VSL, literally every single thing, and I haven't even managed to book a single appointment, then yes, I will niche shop. And niche shopping can be very beneficial. Like I was in solo and I only ever signed 1 client for 12 months, and then I niche hopped into marketing agencies and I signed 5 clients in my first week. But yeah, so niche shopping can be very beneficial, but never do it prematurely, please. So how to find a client. So you want to go with what you know in the industry, but the two main ways that we find clients is on Facebook and on Instagram. Facebook is our best acquisition channel where we get about a 30% reply rate and quite a decent booking rate. I think it's about a 5% booking rate. But the thing about Facebook is that most people are outreaching on Facebook. On Instagram, you have a lot less reply rate, but you can find much more niche businesses that don't get outreach too much. On Facebook, most people in these large groups are getting outreach to 5 to 20 times a day. And a lot of the time they don't reply unless you've really differentiated yourself. So we're just going to walk you through the script that we actually currently use at Hyperbolic that's getting us about a 25 to 30% reply rate depending on what channel. So this framework is about 6 steps long. So firstly, what we do is we start the conversation. So we create social context, credibility, and familiarity. So usually this is just by telling them where we found their profile from, if we found them off another person's account, if we found them in a group, if we found them in the comment section of a group. So for example, we could say, hey Luke, notice you're inside marketing agency owners too. How long have you been in the agency game? Obviously we target marketing agency owners, so you can just switch that out for business game or just game in general or whatever niche you're in. And then once they reply to that, we say, we frame the conversation so that the prospect has something to gain. So we're giving upfront value to the prospect. We say, sounds good, name, or Luke, I actually reached out because I wanted to gather up feedback on a video I just made. So we're not pitching to them. We're asking them for feedback on a video, which gets them to have a micro commitment to actually going and looking at the video. So you then say, do you mind if I share a quick 5-minute video with you about how we've been able to achieve a dream outcome without big pain/objection? Then we say, hopefully you'll find some value in there too. So you want to frame it in a way that makes it so they have something to gain in the conversation. And then when they reply to that, you say, great, here it is. And then you just send them the asset link and say, tell me what you think. We also A/B test these, so A/B test the copy. So in step 4, we'll ask them for feedback or get them to critique or compliment. So we say, hey name, following up. So this is if they haven't replied to that message with feedback. So we following up on our last conversation about sales asset topic. I wanted to check in and see if you had a chance to review the video. I'd be grateful if you could share any specific thoughts or feedback you have. Many thanks. And then step 5 would be segueing the conversation to get them to schedule an appointment. So we'd say, awesome name, sales asset topic might be a bit complicated. So if you're open to it, I can hook you up with a free consultation call to see if we can either share more tools, resources, training, etc. for free, or if we can give them a few pointers and resources to help them get to dream outcome. Do you think that would be helpful? And then once they say yes, you just say appointment. So step 6 is appointment booking, send them the booking link. Great, cool if I drop my calendar link in here. Yes, perfect, here it is. If they don't reply to that within 24 hours of reading the message, then you follow up. And obviously you're going to be following up in all the other portions of this message if they don't reply. But yeah, so just a very, very basic framework that we have. We'll be giving that to you in the description below. So if you just go and click on the link in the description, you'll get that outreach script that's getting about 30% reply rate on Facebook. We've also got a few methods of actually how to find prospects on Facebook. So what you want to do is search up either a keyword or a hashtag relating to your industry. Find groups that have about 10 plus posts per day. And you just want to go through there and either find people in the comments of when people are asking questions, or if people are asking for help, you just want to outreach to them. Or if they're just marketing agencies in general or whatever niche you're in, you just want to outreach to them as well. Volume's the name of the game in cold DM. So on Instagram, what you want to do is basically the same thing. You just search a hashtag or a keyword. You find a profile, and then this is the difference. All you have to do is click follow, and it will come up with the suggested tab. If it doesn't come up with that, you just click onto the little arrow next to the follow button, and it will come up with the suggested tab. And all these businesses are going to be the one that you've just clicked on. So this is literally, it's just going to give you a list of prospects that you can reach out to. But remember, you're probably not going to get many replies if you haven't perfected your offer. So make sure you are perfecting your offer. We actually do have a very in-depth offer creation framework. So if you are doing $2,000 to $50,000 a month in recurring revenue, then join us and we can give you these assets for free. So let's get on to how to actually sign your first client. So you want to be offering a meeting and don't just pitch the client straight away, because these clients are getting pitched at least 5 to 20 times per day. Like, I get pitched all the time, and I'm not even that big of a business owner. If you're a big marketing agency, you're getting pitched 50 plus times per day on Facebook and Instagram. You just want to make them book a call, and then this is where a lot of marketing agencies struggle. It's in sales. Because sales is a very difficult thing to master, people get very nervous on sales calls, and it's usually because they're putting the other business owner on a pedestal because they're making more money than them. I made this mistake, and it really cost me my first few sales calls because I was just so nervous and I just kept messing up over and over again. But now on sales calls, I'm so confident I don't mess up ever, and even if I do mess up, I just play it off like it was intentional. But the name of the game in sales is usually confidence. So you just want to increase your confidence and also study sales for 30 minutes every single day. This is what I did, and it made me so much better at sales. And also, if you really hate sales that much, just create an offer that's so good that you don't even have to sell it at all. You just say it to them and people already want to buy from you. We're also going to give you our compartmentalized solar sales framework that's going to literally teach you every single thing you're going to need to know about sales. And then it's also going to give you a 1-call close framework and a 2-call close framework. And then it's also going to give you our current consultative closing framework. So with our consultative closing framework, basically this is how it goes. We introduce ourselves, so building rapport at the start is very crucial. So you just want to ask a few questions like, where are you from? How's the weather over there? Like, what time is it for you? Anything like that. Literally just anything to start the conversation as an icebreaker. And then what you want to go into is a discovery phase, I like to call it. Either you do this on the calendar, you make them fill out a form. Usually what I do is make them fill out a form, and if they're not qualified, I cancel their appointment and tell them they're not qualified. But you can also do this on the call, where usually in a 2-call close you would do this, not in a 1-call close. But you ask them a few questions to qualify them, and then if they are qualified, you carry on with the sales call, and if they're not, then you leave it there. And if they are qualified, you want to segue into showing them your entire system, even if it's not that in-depth. You just want to go through what you're actually going to do and the results that you can yield from it. If you have testimonials, this is going to help as well. Obviously, if you're trying to start an SMMA, you won't have testimonials. You can also ask other marketing agency owners if you can use their testimonials though. So after you've done this, after we've showed them our system, usually what we would do is consult them on their offer. So one of the main parts of our system is consulting people on their offer. So we're already experts in this, but the main thing that honestly, my biggest recommendation in the agency model is to read the book, $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. This book will change the agency game for you, and it will get you clients on autopilot. Trust me when I say this book is the Bible for agency owners. And then obviously we just go on to pitching our service and closing the sale, getting the contract signed. If we have our current offer is no upfront cost, so we wouldn't get them to pay anything. But if you do have a retainer, get them to pay on the call, because like Iman Gadzi always says, they are not a client until they have paid you. And I agree with that completely, because if they haven't paid you, then you're getting excited for nothing. You haven't actually achieved anything yet. You've got the client, but they could change their mind in a couple of days and never even sign up with you. So don't celebrate too early. Make sure you get them to sign the contract and also pay you on the sales call. It's very, very important. And then what you want to do is book an onboarding call with them. We'll send them to your onboarding steps. And then follow up, and make sure you're communicating with them throughout the whole process of you setting up your system. The easiest way to get better at sales is literally just to practice with either a friend, an accountability partner, even your parents or your siblings. Literally just get them on a sales call, get them to try and be a nightmare client, and just practice your objection handling and actually just going through your sales script. This is a complete game changer for people that are bad at sales, as well as studying for 30 minutes a day. So, how to actually get paid. So we've already gone over this a little bit, but the way we actually get paid here is through Stripe. You can also use PayPal, but I'm pretty sure Stripe isn't available in like 30 something countries. So you can also use PayPal to get paid. And then for contracts, we use a software called DocuSign, which makes it very easy to actually sign clients up on a contract over the internet, and it just makes it very, very simple. So, delivering your services. So my main recommendation, if you're not actually an expert in any field, is just to outsource to someone else. So this can be a contractor or a virtual assistant, depending on what your service actually is, or an appointment setter. But nothing states that you actually have to deliver your own service. And most of these big marketing agencies, all they do is to sign up the client, and then they get an intern to deliver the service, or someone else, a contractor or someone, and they're getting paid the big bucks. So you can do the exact same thing at a lower ticket. Let's talk about how to actually find these contractors and VAs. So my personal favorite thing to do is go onto Upwork to find contractors, or Facebook groups. Facebook groups I haven't had that much success in, but all you want to do is just copy and paste a post into loads of different groups about your certain industry. Or you can just use Upwork, which is much easier. You just post a job, people apply, or you can invite people to apply, or you can just find these people and reach out to them. But for VAs, I don't use Upwork. I use Facebook groups sometimes. I haven't really seen much success with VAs with Facebook groups, but I have seen a bit of success actually. Main thing that I use is onlinejobs.ph. So this is hiring people from the Philippines. This allows you to take advantage of the arbitrage economy, and you can pay these VAs about $3 an hour, which is a really good wage over there. So I pay them $3 an hour with a $50 incentive on their base salary. And the hiring process is very simple, except from when you get to the training process. Training these VAs is extremely difficult, and you need to provide them with ongoing training if you want them to actually be good. But hiring them is easy. All you have to do is create a form page, get them to fill in their details, and yeah, you can literally just interview them and hire them. Usually on onlinejobs.ph you get about 100 to 200 applicants, so you want to narrow that down to about 5 to 20 applicants, and then you want to interview all those people, and then obviously pick the best one for you. You don't need to overcomplicate the hiring process. What you should complicate is the training process. The training process is the most important part when it comes to virtual assistants. With contractors, obviously you're already paying them to be good at the service, so you actually don't really need to train them that much. You might need to train them on how to do naming conventions and things, but you don't need to train them on anything else. But with contractors, you can also use the arbitrage economy to your advantage. For example, if you are hiring someone in South America, so let's use Venezuela for example, if you're giving them $500 a month per client, managed, that is a great wage there. I'm pretty sure the average wage there is about $50 a month. So if you're paying them $500 a month, that is an amazing wage in Venezuela. So yeah, you don't have to feel bad, and you can use it to your advantage. And then you can keep either 75, I'd probably say keep around 50 to 75% margins in your first few months. So those are the main things that you need to worry about when becoming an agency owner. But the main thing that's stopping you from becoming an agency owner is those limiting beliefs. You need to cut those out of your life. You can do it if I can do it. I started at 15. You can start your agency now, no matter what age you are. You could be 15, you could be 12, you could be 60. Just start, man. Honestly, the thing that's going to hold you back the most is not taking action. You can read and watch as many YouTube videos as you want, but if you don't take any action, your life's not going to change. And you may be asking why I'm actually making this video. The reason I'm making this video is so that you can start your own SMMA. And then by the time you do reach $2,000 to $50,000 a month in recurring revenue, you might use my service for your acquisition. So what we do here is customized client acquisition systems for high ticket coaches, consultants, or agency owners. And yeah, I'm not going to pitch my services more than that, but if you're interested, there's obviously going to be a link in the description. What I do want you to go and download though is those sales assets that I was talking about. So that's the compartmentalized the compartmentalized Zoom sales framework, and then also that outreach script. Anyways, I hope you found this video valuable. It'd be great if you could drop a like and a subscribe. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I've been Luke, and I hope to speak with you soon. Cheers.